Most Amazon sellers' biggest challenge is finding profitable products to sell. So in this video, I'm going to break down my exact system to find proven and winning products step by step. If you're just starting your Amazon business, it can be super frustrating, especially if you're struggling to find these products. Or maybe you're already selling on Amazon, doing retail or online arbitrage, and you're just looking for a safer and more scalable way of doing business. I went from 0 to 7 figures in my first year buying products in bulk from wholesale suppliers and selling them on Amazon for a profit. It's called Amazon Wholesale, and it's by far the simplest and most secure way to get started selling on Amazon. And to do this, you don't need to find products on Alibaba, create your own brand, and you definitely don't need to spend a bunch of money on ads. You need to have the right sourcing process to find profitable brands that customers already know, like, and trust. So let's break down exactly how to find these winning products step by step. All right, everyone, so we're about to start sourcing for Amazon Wholesale and find profitable and winning brands. We have a few different tabs up here, so let's run through what we're working with. So the first thing is we want to have our outreach tab, which is basically going to be our leads list that we populate from finding all of these profitable and winning products and brands. So we have our product and brand name that we'll list here when we actually find the product, the link to the Amazon listing, the phone number from the website, the email address from the website, and then the link to the website as well. And we can also add a column with any applicable notes. So this is going to be done in 3 steps, right? So we're going to utilize Keepa Product Finder. And the reason why I'm using Keepa Product Finder to do this is because if you guys are selling on Amazon and sourcing products, you have to be using Keepa. So you're already paying for the tool, and I want to give you a systematic method to find winning brands using Keepa Product Finder. So you don't need any additional tools to do this, right? Keepa's $20 a month, super simple to get, and it's a must-have software for all Amazon sellers. So we're going to start our process in Keepa Product Finder. We're going to find a winning product, identify what that winning product looks like, and then from there, we're also going to go into Storefront Stalking. So we're going to look at other sellers' stores that sell that winning product that we found, or multiple winning products. And then from there, once we found a storefront that is appealing to us, that maybe sells different products in different industries like us, and they clearly are a Amazon seller that is doing an Amazon wholesale model, then we will take that storefront and run it through Keepa Product Finder to find more products. And this is the exact process that you can utilize within your business over and over again to find profitable and winning products. And this is exactly what I do. So let's get into it here. We're in Keepa Product Finder. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Data tab and then click on Product Finder. So I'm on this page where I'm going to set my filter criteria. And the first thing we want to do is identify a sales rank. So we're going to set a maximum sales rank on a 90-day average of 100,000. This is because we want to rule out the products that really don't sell too well, right? Anything over 100,000 is kind of a crappy sales rank, and no matter what the category is, it's not really going to give us a huge bang for our buck, right? So we are already minimizing our search here, and I want you guys to take note of how much this product results go down. So what we're doing right now is we're narrowing our search, and by narrowing our search, we're getting into the niche products and the real profitable products. So we've already, by doing this, we've already narrowed our search down, but we're still extremely broad at 19 million products. So we're going to keep going here, and we're going to set a average, or rather a buy box minimum price of about $18. So over the past 30 days, I'm telling Keepa Product Finder that over the past 30 days, I want you to yield me results at a minimum price of $18 price products. This is because, when we start going below that $18 threshold, chances are we're going to have less of a chance of making, real good amount of money on the products we're selling. It's not to say you can't sell products that are below $18. You definitely can, and we make money doing it. But I want to give you guys the most bang for your buck, and your time is just better spent sourcing products that are above $18. There's still products that move super well above $18. Next thing we'll want to do to filter out our results is check out of stock on Amazon. And as we can see, I just checked out of stock on Amazon, and it's already brought our filters down from 19 million down to 8 million products. right? So we can also just make this synonymous with our buy box price. So our new price is also at a minimum price over the past 30 days of $18. And by the way, I just want to point out, when I first started utilizing Keepa Product Finder, it was kind of overwhelming at first because they have all of this information in all these different areas. So all you need to do is follow exactly along with what I'm doing in this video so that you are able to just plug and play the exact filters that I'm setting so you can find these profitable products too. So don't get bombarded and overwhelmed with all the information. Just follow this video step by step. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we can set new FBA. So this is actually not as relevant. So I'm going to uncheck the new dollar price and I'm just going to select new third-party FBA at a minimum price of 18. And the reason for that is because we're most likely competing with third-party FBA offers. That's because we're shipping our products into Amazon through Fulfillment by Amazon, and that's who we're going to be competing with. So we want our minimum price there to be about $18. So let's keep going here. And as we scroll through this, we will approach our category, right? So in my business, I'm category agnostic. And what that means is that I sell products in all different categories, no matter what the category is. However, there's a big however in this. I try to avoid categories that have high return rates or categories that just obviously I can't sell. So some examples are what we're going to want to do first is select none of. So I'm going to hit none of clothing, right? And I avoid clothing at all costs because of the super high return rate. So clothing is out. I also rule out electronics because, again, it's just going to be a super high return rate. Like if you sell an electronic on Amazon and you have no idea how to repair it, because chances are you don't, and you sell that electronic on Amazon and then it gets returned and it comes back, it could come back totally damaged and then you're out your money. Maybe you have to sell it on eBay as used or something, right? So just a big headache that I don't want to deal with. And then some other basic filters we're going to want to, or basic categories we're definitely going to want to get rid of are the obvious ones we can't sell. So Alexa skills, Audible, we're obviously not going to be selling in. Amazon Autos, anything that is by Amazon, we're obviously going to want to rule out. And then I'm going to get rid of movies and TV. So let's keep scrolling here. And now we get to our seller count. So I want my new offer count to be at least 2 sellers on the listing, right? And you can up this a little bit, just to be a little bit more third-party reseller friendly. And you can also set a top filter here. So generally speaking, if we're looking to buy a product straight out from either a distributor or a brand, we will want to look to sell this product with really no more than 10 to 15 resellers on the listing. This is because as the number of resellers goes up, the price on Amazon, the retail price, goes down. And because of that, it reduces our chance for maintaining profitable inventory year round, right? The whole purpose of Amazon Wholesale is for consistent and replenishable inventory that you can sell over and over again. And if we have a listing that's just flooded with a bunch of Amazon resellers, it's going to significantly reduce our chances of being able to consistently make money on our products. So I talk about this in 2 parts, right? You have your transactional relationship, which is where you're just outright closing an account with the brand or the distributor, and with that, you're making money on the products right off the rip. And this is where I recommend a lot of beginners start. Secondly, you have your relationship type account, which is where, like, if I go to a listing and I see like 25, 30, 40 resellers on the listing, I've pretty much ruled out my ability to make money on that product right away. It's just because I can't compete when there's 30 plus resellers on the listing because the price is just going to go down and down and down. Right. So in this type of a scenario, I will strategically look to position our company in a way that sets us up for brand exclusivity. Right. So in this type of a capacity, when there's 30, 40 resellers on the listing, I'm looking to get those resellers down by convincing the brand that, hey, it doesn't make sense for you guys to sell to all these resellers. Here's why selling to a few or even one is more advantageous to your business. So for now, let's set a top reseller count of 15. Right. So our new offer count is no higher than 15. This is because we want to find products right away that we can sell. So as we scroll through here, there are a bunch of other filters and everything, which we don't have to worry about. The next thing I'm going to look for is bought in the past month. So let's scroll through here. Bought in the past month, I want a minimum of at least 100 units selling in a month. Otherwise, it's really not worth my time. Now let's keep scrolling through here, and a lot of this stuff we can ignore, but there is a section here which I just want to show you guys because we will explore it in the video, which is seller ID. And this is where we're going to plug in the seller's merchant token so that we can actually source that seller's storefront through Keepa Product Finder. Let's go all the way down to the bottom, and we have the ability to rule certain things out. Right? Map restriction, which is where the brand has a strict map price, product sells at one price all the time. We don't have to worry about ruling that out. We can keep those products in. But what's really interesting about Keepa Product Finder is that we actually have the ability to rule out brands that have a good and strong Amazon presence. Why would we want to rule out brands that have a strong Amazon presence? Well, strong Amazon presence means that they have really good imagery, they have A+ brand content, they have, really good title, and just they have control over their listings on Amazon. They're just doing it right? They have control over their listings. And we look to come in with brands that are selling really well, but they're lacking in control over their Amazon presence. So they have a bunch of sellers on there, they don't have A+ brand content, they don't have really good imagery, and we can come in and provide and add value to their business. And because of that, we actually target brands that have a poor listing on Amazon. So one of the unique tools of Keepa Product Finder is that we can accomplish exactly this by selecting no A+ brand content. And I want to just show you guys again what happened here when I said no. So right now I'm at 90,000 products in my filter. If I check no, this brings me all the way down to 23,000 products. So again, I'm narrowing the funnel considerably. And then we can even do A+ content from the manufacturer, meaning did the manufacturer create A+ brand content on the listing? And the answer is going to be no. So we want to identify those products that the brand doesn't really have a strong presence on Amazon so that we can set ourselves up to come in and provide value to the brand. I want to probably rule out battery products as well. I'm going to check no batteries included. And the reason for this is because I want to avoid hazmat products, right? I'm also going to check no on adult products because we don't sell in that category. It kind of just makes our brand image just look kind of crappy. Like if a brand goes and looks at our storefront, we don't want them to see us selling like just a bunch of adult products. It's kind of a bad look. So that pretty much clears up our filter. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit find products. Before I jump into this, I just want to show you guys what A+ brand content is, right? So if I'm on my Amazon page here and I click on, let's say just a random old product, and Amazon is in fact going to ask me to verify myself just to make sure I'm a human being. So this is an example of a really good listing because it has great infographics. It shows the customer what the product is, how it's used, the compatibility, and everything else. It's got a video. And then what A+ brand content is it's right here down in the product description. So if the brand does not have A+ brand content, in the product description, it's just going to have like a few sentences. And that's where you can add value to the brand by creating stuff like this. So this is a video within the A+ brand content section, and it shows all these unique and robust features about their product. And this is the way brands are able to communicate to the customers on Amazon, right? Amazon is a very anonymous platform, so the more you can provide value to the brand through this A+ brand content, the better they're going to be able to connect with their customers and really be able to showcase their products in the most effective way on the platform. So again, like here's a bunch of compatibility that you can put in the A+ brand content section. And if the brand does not have this, then you can come in and provide it, which is for later on. Back to Keepa Product Finder. So even though I just filtered out a bunch of products, Keepa's still going to give me like big name brands, right? Big name brands, Huggy, Aloha, right? Zoopax baseball cards, phone cases. I'm really not interested in any of this because these are big name brands. Maybe I can source them through a distributor, but it's just going to be saturated with Amazon sellers. I don't want to deal with that. I want to source those smaller to medium-sized brands, which is where I'm going to come in and provide value to the brand, close the account. Or if I can't get the account with the brand, I'm actually going to go to a distributor, right, to open an account. So because we have a bunch of big name brands here, like Mrs. Meyer at the front of the screen, I'm going to go all the way to the back of Keepa's catalog here, or Amazon's catalog that Keepa is showing for us. And a good rule of thumb for you guys, if you've heard of the brand, if it's sitting around your house and it's a common household brand name, chances are it's a big brand, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll through here and take a look at what these, what these products are. So we have Sea to Summit traveling toiletry bag, pressed on, looks like a fastener kit for plumbers. Again, like I'm already seeing some obscure products, which like the riches are in the niches, and I've found so much opportunity with products that are like really obscure. This is Philips, a bigger name brand. Here's looks like this is a grocery product, right? So we're going to look at some of this stuff, but before we do, let's just scroll over here. So I want to draw your attention to a unique feature of Keepa Product Finder. If we look at the stock count right here, right, we can see the number of units that each of these resellers has in stock, and it will tell us if these resellers are getting this inventory at wholesale distribution. So like this, for instance, this guy has 786 units in stock, which tells us that he's either buying it from the brand or he's buying it from a distributor. So he's stocking it wholesale versus this guy has only 1 unit of inventory in stock. So chances are he's probably getting it through online arbitrage, right? So another unique tool of KPF, right? Just something to pay respects to when you're doing your sourcing. So let's just take a look here, and I want to see what I can find, right? Like Dolphin Glaze self-leveling polyester finishing. Like this is just interesting to me because it's kind of obscure. So I'm going to go ahead and click this Amazon icon, which will bring up my Amazon listing. And already I can see that the product is selling 100 units per month at $30. This is not like a massive opportunity, right? But it's a starting point, So I don't have my Chrome extension here, so I'm just going to plug this into regular Keepa so I can see what the sales history is. And by the way, if you guys have absolutely no idea how to use Keepa, I do have a full tutorial in depth of how to use the Keepa tool, which I will go ahead and link somewhere up above here in the video. So go ahead and check that out if you're kind of unfamiliar with Keepa. So we can already see that, it's fairly consistent sales. The price actually has gone up as the resellers have gone down here, which makes sense, right? So this is a good product for a beginner, right? Because it's moving 100 units bought in the past month, $30, and the listing does not really look too good, meaning it has poor imagery. It has a couple of bullet points. My guess is they don't have any A+ brand content, which they don't, right? There's just a couple sentences in the product description. So perfect opportunity for a new seller to come in and call this brand, right? Like you're not going to get rich off this product, but Amazon Wholesale, the scalability comes in when you find 10 of these products, 20, 50, 100, right? Now, instead of selling one product at 100 units in the past month, you're selling 10 products at 100 units in the past month, or 50 products at 100 units in the past month. So this is where the scalability comes in. So I'm going to leave this up for a second because we are going to now find this brand and add them into our contact sheet, which you can utilize to then contact the brand. So I want to find something that sells a little bit better than just 100 units bought in the past month, right? So these are all, so here's one that's 400 in the past month, eyeliners, but this is MAC. That's a big brand. I'm going to rule that out. So let's look here. Here's 700. Again, this is Philips, bigger brand, so let's rule that out. Milk powder. This is a little bit of might be a heavier product, 2 pounds. So I'm just going to look at what the retail price is. So a 2-pound product only selling for $22.99. That tells me, like how much margin is realistically in that. So like, let's keep scrolling here. And now guys, keep in mind, like this, for instance, right? This particular item only sells 100 units in the past month. However, they might also have other products. The brand might also have other products that sell well. While this one only sells 100 units in the past month, you can click on this and now see, here's another one that sells 50. And, none of these really sell much. It's just this one is selling about 150 units per month. So not like a massive opportunity again, but click on the brand name and we can do that here. Like we can go to U-Poll and see what else they sell. And it looks like they have a bunch of sprays. A lot of that stuff is going to be hazmat, so not really what I'm interested in. It's going to be just a bunch of shipping requirements with hazmat. So let's jump back here and see what else we can find. 100 units. Okay, at $39, not bad. Let's just click on this, see what we're working with. It's okay. Another $30 products at 100 units. So let's jump to the next page and keep scrolling through here. So I'm looking for, and you can actually set this filter here by clicking that, which will organize this from greatest to least, right? So now on this page, where Amazon is organizing best sellers to worst sellers. So 10,000 plus units in the past month, well, that's a lot. You might be dealing with bigger brands. Well, in fact, you are dealing with bigger brands, and it's going to be tougher to get an account with them. So I want to go back now and refine my filter. I'm going to go back to filter here, and I'm going to go to bought in past month, and I'm going to have my minimum 100 units, but I'm also going to set my maximum to, let's say, 5,000 units. Now I don't want Keepa to give me products that are selling more than 5,000 units a month, because that tells me that the brand's a little bit bigger, right? Now, you can find products that sell over 5,000 units a month and close an account with them. But for a newer seller, it's going to be challenging because the barrier to entry is going to be higher, because they're probably going to either sell the products on Amazon themselves, or there might be a brand exclusive in place, or they might already sell to like 2 or 3 sellers, and you're just not going to be able to convince them to sell to you. So I'm going to hit find products again. And now we are filtered out based on that at a maximum of 5,000 units per month. So here's a product. This is actually a male enhancement pill. We all know what that is, but who knows, there might be opportunity selling it. As long as it's not an adult product for me, I am good to sell it. Let's just keep scrolling here, see what else we can find. So here's a 5,000 uniter. And the beauty and personal care products. I love, guys, like beauty, personal care, grocery, because it's subscribe and save. It's consistent recurring income that people reorder over and over again. So let's check this out. All right, well, here you go. This product is moving 5,000 units in the past month. 5,000 units at $19, right? That's $95,000 in monthly revenue running through this one listing alone, and they might have other products that they sell on Amazon. Chances are they do, right? So it meets our $18 price point, and what reinforces that is the fact that 5,000 plus have been bought in the past month. So I'm going to quickly take a glance at the other sellers on the listing just to get an idea of who's selling it. I want to see if there's a couple third-party FBAs, which it looks like there are. They're priced higher. So I might click on this, see what kind of stuff they're selling. So it looks like they carry other topical products. Topical products are great, again, because of that subscribe and save model, as well as the fact that they do have a low return rate. So this is a great listing because the title is bad. Like, it's really bad. There's no keywords in the title. There's one image, and it's like small and kind of blurry. So the brand should have lifestyle photos, infographics, and really great imagery, which we saw before in this example, right? Like, compare this to this, right? One image. So they're underrepresented on Amazon. They don't have they don't really have control of what's going on, but they're still moving 5,000 units. That means customers know, like, and trust this product. They know, like, and trust the brand, and it's an opportunity where we can come in and provide value to the brand while at the same time capitalize on what they've already done, which is this volume. They're moving $95,000 worth of inventory over the past month. So even if you're one of a few sellers, you can make a lot of money with this product. So here's one product which we just identified that is more of a beginner-friendly product because you could probably come in and sell it. It's not like a massive volume. This product, great opportunity, but it is selling like substantial volume. Like, if you close the account with the brand, you'll have to have the capital to place an order and so forth. So I want to find one more, and then we're going to move to our second phase, which is storefront stalking. So we're just going to check one store, run it through KPF, Keepa Product Finder, and then see what it comes out with. So let's jump back here to our filter, and we're still at the 5,000 unit per month range, which is pretty large revenue. So I'm going to scroll through here and let's narrow it down a little bit further. Let's get to that 1,000 or below monthly unit count range. So we're at 2,000 still. 2,000 is still pretty solid. Like, I'm still seeing some potential options for us to sell. Jump one more page. All right, now we're in the 1,000 range. So what's this? This is a iced coffee. Interesting. Just click on this here. And it looks like they have a really strong presence on Amazon, and in fact, the brand sells it. How do I know that? Well, it says Chike Nutrition, and Chike is the brand. So I'm going to immediately rule that out, especially because they are, in fact, the only seller selling their brand. This is a private label product, not something I'm interested in. So this is a catnip toys here, $19 sell price, 1,000 units bought. Might be some opportunity there. Here's another beauty product selling at $27, moving 1,000 plus units in the past month. So let's click on that. Let's see what's there. So here's another good listing, right? Or rather, not so good listing in that they have a poor presence on Amazon. They only have one image, but it's moving 1,000 units in the past month at $26. So great opportunity to come in and capitalize on demand, right? This is another great product. Like when you get into Keepa Product Finder, it's just the opportunity is unlimited. And we do this in Smart Scout too, but Keepa Product Finder is like readily available for you. It's the cheapest software out there, and this is exactly how we find these winning, profitable products. So let's start working with what we have here. So we've already found 3 different products, and here's what I'm going to do next. Before we get into the storefront, we find a storefront to stock, I just want to add these products to my sheet so I don't forget about them. So here's my next step, right? UPOL is the name of the brand, so I'm going to copy UPOL products, and I'm going to paste it into Google, and I'm going to look for the brand's website, right? So here's the brand's website directly. And I'm going to get the brand's contact information, and it looks like right here they do sell through distributors as well. So if the brand gives us rejection and we're unable to overcome it, we can ask them to send us a list of their distributors. But for now, we have the brand's contact information readily available. So I'll paste their phone number here, and I will paste their email here, which is listed right here. You're going to want to get the customer service email, not technical support. And I'm going to paste it into my sheet. Email, let's grab the website so we can go back to it at any time if we need to. Our notes, if we need to, we can enter that after we actually call the brand. And now we have to get our Amazon link, so we copy this, paste it here, and let's get the name of the brand as well as what the product is. So UPOL Products. And the reason why I want to put both the brand and the product name, self-level polyester finishing. The reason why I want to put both is because let's say I do call this brand and I leave them a voicemail telling them that I'm interested in opening a wholesale account. They call me back and I have a spreadsheet of 100 leads and I don't know who they are, right? I don't know who this is or what they're talking about. So I want to be able to control find UPOL when they tell me they're from UPOL so that I can right away know exactly what I'm talking about and open the listing for reference to see their product so I can speak knowledgeably about their brand. That's exactly what you want to do. So I'm going to leave this listing up because we're going to go over here to the right-hand side and grab one of these storefronts as well. Now, let's grab another brand and add it to our sheet. So Kinky Curly is the name of the brand. So leave-in conditioner. Pretty straightforward name. Should bring me to the brand website, which it does. I'm going to search for the Contact Us button, which not seeing anything yet, and this will happen. So some brands just don't have a contact button. So home, shop, let's see. FAQs, maybe there's something about Contact Us here. And yep, so they got a contact information. Is there a phone number listed? I'm going to search for phone. I'm not seeing a phone number. Guys, Control Find, Control F, or Command F if you're on Mac is your most powerful tool. It's going to help you save a lot of time. So let's just grab their wholesale email, and we'll have to send them, basic wholesale inquiry template, right? Telling them that we're interested in carrying their products. So as you guys know, I always like to call, and I always recommend that for beginners to put the reps in. But if the phone number is absolutely not available, like in this case, then there's really nothing we can do. We just have to kind of go along with it. So you can still send an email, Kinky Curly Hair Care. Boom, right? So we just got that product. And again, if we wanted to, we can go and source storefronts off of this listing, right? So we're going to do that in a second, but let's just grab our last and final, which is our heavy hitter, is the sun gel in ISN tree. Just going to paste that into Google here. And I want their website. So this tells me, so they're a bigger brand, but I'm not seeing the brand's website directly. And I'm glad this happened because this is a good example of where we would actually go to a distributor, right? Because if I totally can't find the brand's website, I might be able to source through a distributor. So I'm going to search Distributors USA, or you could even put your location of where you are. So distributors near me, right? And then you could find more local distributors. So YSB, this looks like they do Wholesale and Entry Wholesale, supplier distributor, Cozy Bella Wholesale. So one thing you have to be very, very careful with when you're sourcing distributors is you have to be able to vet distributors. Like, you need two things with distributors. You need, one, a guaranteed invoice if you're going to purchase their products, and two, you need to see redacted documentation of an agreement between them and the brand. That proves that they purchase the products directly from the brand, and it validates product authenticity, which you always have to do if you're going to sell the brand on Amazon. So again, we can go down the rabbit hole of distributors, but as you guys know, I love brand direct. It's the most secure and safe way of selling on Amazon. So we've already found a few things here. Now, the final step in this process is, in fact, to storefront stock. So right here, and one thing I just noticed is that this is a hazmat product. It says non-returnable here. So one thing you will want to consider there is this is a hazmat product. So here's a storefront, right? So I'm going to open that up in a new tab. And I want to find a couple storefronts that are third-party FBA. So I just found one storefront, open up in a new tab. And now let's see, is there another storefront on this listing? Third-party FBA, here's one, potentially find. Here's another, potentially find. Okay, we found a few storefronts, and I can keep going with this, right? There's multiple different storefronts right on this listing that I can find. So I'm just going to close that out so that I can keep things running smoothly. And I'm going to click on this, and I can already see that, okay, they, sell kind of different products that are all over the place, right? They're in the pool category. They're in all different kinds of categories, which I'm sure we'll see. So up at the top here, we have a seller ID, which if we copy this and go to our Keepa product finder and go back to the original sheet, so we go back to our Keepa product finder here, and we reset our filters, which is fine, and we go all the way down to seller ID. We can paste that in here, and then we can click Find Products, and we see that Amazon, or Keepa rather, has filtered out these products that are within the storefront. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Find Products, and boom. Keepa is about to show me all the products within this seller's storefront, and now I can source through products within this storefront. Okay, so now that we've found products in the seller's storefront, I'm going to go ahead and hit Bought in the past month so I can filter it from highest to lowest. I want to see the best-selling products first within the storefront, and boom, here we go. So now we would go through this just like we did with the original search in Keepa Product Finder, and this is how you continue to rinse and repeat the cycle. So I've just given you guys some great, information here and a process step by step that you can utilize, and I want you to emulate this exactly. So the final step is we're going to copy our storefront ID, because maybe you can't get all this sourcing done in one sitting, so you want to copy that storefront ID and put the name of the store, TCP Global Corp, and boom, there's our first storefront, right? And now I would rinse and repeat. So here's another one, RSD Deals. Quickly take a look. All right, they sell a bunch of different products, right? It's not all exclusive to one industry, so it's going to increase my success of the outreach process. Paste that storefront in here. The name of the storefront was RST Deals. RST Deals. Last one, click on this. Okay, they have a little bit of everything. K&R Deals. So now we've just added 3 storefronts to our sheet that you can utilize, and storefronts that you can go through, right? This is the exact process, and like there are thousands and thousands of storefronts on Amazon that carry winning and profitable products from niche brands, and the riches are in the niches. Like, I cannot emphasize that enough, that when you go down this rabbit hole, this is the process that leads you to the winning and profitable products. So I want you guys to take this process and replicate it in your business so that you can find winning products and scale your Amazon wholesale business. But now that you know how to find winning brands, you need to make sure you contact them and say the right thing on the phone in order to close these accounts. So watch this video next where I'll walk you through exactly how to contact wholesale suppliers step by step.